Car lovers, speed demons, and tech geeks alike, strap in, because today we're diving headfirst into one of the most insane, jaw-dropping, and utterly futuristic electric supercars ever conceived, the Lotus Theory 1. And trust me, this isn't just a car, it's a statement, a warning to every other automaker out there. Because when you see what Lotus has done here, you're either going to be inspired, jealous, or questioning your entire life choices, possibly all three. Now, let's start with the obvious, the numbers. Because if you're anything like me, hearing that an EV hits 0 to 62 miles per hour in under 2.5 seconds is going to make your heart skip a beat. Under 2.5. That's faster than some people's internet download speeds, and yes, faster than your patience when waiting for coffee. With twin electric motors powering all four wheels, Lotus is making it clear this is not a gentle glide into the EV world. It's a full-throttle, hairpin-turning, asphalt-melting entrance. With roughly 986 horsepower crammed into a car that tips the scales at under 1,600 kilograms, this isn't just lightweight. It's basically the supermodel of electric hypercars. Sleek, hungry, and ready to devour any stretch of tarmac. And speaking of weight, Lotus has gone full-on obsession mode with materials. They've cut it down to only 10 visible A surfaces, which is their way of saying less is more, unless you're talking about horsepower. Then more is obviously better. The body is a hybrid of chopped carbon fiber, cellulose composites, and polycarbonate panels, making it not only light, but incredibly strong. This is what we call the perfect storm of look at me and I can crush you on a racetrack. Now, let's talk aerodynamics, because this car isn't just pretty, it's a missile. Lotus has outfitted the Theory 1 with an active rear wing, sculpted underbody channels, and tiny airflow deflectors that would make even a NASA engineer nod in approval. Every curve, every slice of carbon, every panel is meticulously engineered to slice through the air like a hot knife through vegan butter. And the result? A car that not only sticks to the road like it's glued down, but also looks like it's perpetually about to take off into orbit. But hold on, I see you squinting at your screen whispering, it's just numbers and fancy panels. Oh no, my friend, that's where Lotus gets tricky. They've thrown in laser headlights that are thin, aggressive, and probably capable of signaling extraterrestrials. And the doors. Ooh boy, the doors. They swing backward and upward in a move that's part Batmobile, part Transformer, and 100% awesome Instagram content waiting to happen. Honestly, if you're not taking videos of your friend getting into this car in slow motion, are you even living in 2025? Now, let's zoom in on the interior. This is where Lotus really flexes its futuristic muscles. You got the driver-centered cockpit with a seating layout reminiscent of the McLaren F1. 3 seats, driver in the middle, 2 passengers flanking. But it's not just a nod to nostalgia. It's designed for engagement, control, and maximum I'm the king of the road vibes. And the tech? Oh, it's not just tech, it's Lotuswear. Imagine robotic textiles that can inflate, deflate, and reshape themselves to give you support, haptic feedback, and basically tell your body, you are doing amazing, sweetie, while you're blasting down a corner at insane speed. And the interface, if you can even call it that, is like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Buttons appear, disappear, or morph depending on your driving mode. Want sport mode? Boom, buttons slide in. Comfort cruise? Poof, minimalist paradise. It's the type of interior that makes you question whether your smartphone is secretly jealous of this level of intelligence. And yes, they've thrown in a 3D immersive audio system, so every gear shift, every tire squeal, every electronic whir is felt and heard in glorious spatial surround. It's like your ears and your soul are both driving the car. Now, before we move to the tech nitty-gritty, let's circle back to power. Twin motors, all-wheel drive, sub 2.5 seconds 0 to 62 miles per hour. These numbers are great, but what really matters is the feel. Imagine launching from a standstill and having your chest slam back into a seat that's hugging you like it's personally offended you didn't respect the speed limits. That's the Lotus Theory 1. And the top speed? Around 320 kilometers per hour, or roughly 199 miles per hour. And yes, that's faster than a cheetah on roller skates. And the battery pack? 70 kilowatt hours, good for about 402 kilometers or 250 miles WLTP. Enough juice to make sure you don't have to worry about charging between your spontaneous racetrack visits and your leisurely drives along scenic routes. And speaking of driving, let's talk handling. Steer by wire. Yep, no mechanical column, just precise, direct, and freakishly responsive steering that makes corners your playground. And thanks to all the lightweight materials and perfectly tuned suspension, the car behaves like it has its own mind. A mind that's very sarcastic and slightly evil in a good way. Lotus has managed to make this EV feel alive, connected, and incredibly agile, while you're cracking jokes with your passengers about how much your neighbor's car costs versus this tiny masterpiece of engineering. But hold on, we're not done, because technology is where Lotus really laughs in the face of the competition. It's reportedly packing level 4 autonomy tech, LiDAR, radars, multiple HD cameras, meaning yes, it could drive itself if you're too busy flexing on Instagram. But let's be honest, You don't buy a 986 horsepower Lotus to sit back and sip tea. The autonomy is there for practicality, for safety, and, for showing off in press releases. And here's the humor sneaks back in. You're in this car, doors up, cockpit ready, tires screaming, 0 to 62 miles per hour in under 2.5 seconds, and someone asks you, so, how's the mileage? Oh, buddy, mileage jokes aside, this is a Lotus. Efficiency is relative. Fun is mandatory. Miles per kilometer, infinite. Now let's hit design one more time, because visuals are everything. Wedge profile inspired by the classic Esprit? Check. Carbon fiber weave catching sunlight at angles that make bystanders drool? Double check. Every line screams purpose, every cut tells a story, and every reflective panel is begging for cinematic drone footage. Honestly, if this car were a person, it'd be that friend who shows up to the party wearing a tuxedo, leather gloves, and somehow manages to balance a martini on one hand while juggling fire. Style, aggression, class, and chaos all wrapped in one hot red electric missile. And let's not forget sustainability. Lotus is clever. They're showing the world that you can build a ridiculously fast, hyper-aggressive EV and still care about materials. Recycled carbon fiber, cellulose composites, reduced complexity. Basically, the Theory 1 is a love letter to do more with less. Except when it comes to horsepower, battery, and style, then it's more and more and more. And honestly, if that's wrong, I don't want to be right. So by now, you're probably thinking, okay, this car is insane, but who even gets to drive it? And here's the kicker. The Lotus Theory 1 is a concept. That means exclusivity is off the charts. Very few will ever see it in person. Fewer still will touch it. And only the bravest will ever strap in and unleash those 986 horses on a racetrack. It's a car designed to be idolized, dissected, and worshipped, not parked in a garage and forgotten. And let's pause for a moment to appreciate the heritage. Lotus has always been about lightweight sports cars with incredible agility. Think Esprit, Elise, Evora. But the Theory 1 takes all of that DNA, adds 21st century EV wizardry, and catapults it into the stratosphere. It's like Lotus said, you loved our old cars? Cool. Now watch us invent the future in one mind-bending package. And honestly, watching it in photos or videos isn't enough. You need to see those lines, that cockpit, those doors, and that smile-inducing acceleration in action. And here's a fun mental image. Imagine you're driving the Theory 1, track day, 3-seat layout, Lotuswear haptic feedback telling you where to steer, active aero adjusting mid-corner, laser lights slicing through the dust, and your friends are all shouting, "Do a donut!" But remember, this is serious business. This car can chew up tarmac faster than you can say supercar. Now, performance aside, the car's essence is really in its balance. Lotus isn't trying to build a monster that's impossible to handle. They're building a hyper-intelligent missile. Every gram of weight, every joule of energy, every vector of airflow is calculated. You're not just driving an EV, you're piloting a machine that thinks, responds, and laughs at physics while bending it. And yes, the humor is intentional, because only a Lotus can make physics feel like a playground. And let's not forget those subtle flexes. The rear diffuser, sculpted. The wheel arches, perfectly flared. The side mirrors, minimalist, futuristic, and probably capable of seeing through walls. Okay, maybe not walls, but you get the idea. Every detail screams, we thought about this, we obsessed, and yes, we laughed at anyone who said EVs couldn't be sexy. Finally, let's touch on the future. The Lotus Theory 1 is more than just a car, it's a statement. It's Lotus telling the world, we don't just make sports cars, we redefine them. It's a manifesto for electric hypercars, for sustainable materials, for technology that engages every sense. And for anyone watching this video, it's an invitation. Buckle up, dream bigger, and maybe, just maybe, one day, own a piece of the future. Because right now, this car isn't just about speed or looks, it's about passion, heritage, and imagination. It's about driving a dream, not just a car. And trust me, the Theory 1 is one hell of a dream. First up, the interior. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. The 3-seat layout is the stuff of legends. The driver sits in the middle, giving you the ultimate I own the road feeling, flanked by 2 passengers slightly behind. Now, this isn't just some gimmick to make your Instagram photos look cool, although let's be honest, it totally does. This is about driver engagement. You're not just sitting in a cockpit, you are the cockpit. You feel every nuance of the car's movement, every torque vector, every weight transfer, every electronically controlled dampening adjustment. It all comes alive through your seat. And yes, your passengers will also feel like they're in the cockpit, minus the bragging rights. But the interior isn't just about seating, it's about Lotuswear. This is where Lotus throws in some next-level tech wizardry. Think haptic textiles that reshape, inflate, or give feedback depending on your driving mode. Cornering hard? Your seat might hug you tighter, subtly telling you, yes, you're about to overcook that apex, but I got you. Switching to cruise mode, your seat relaxes, your wrist feels lighter, and suddenly your passenger is sipping coffee like it's Sunday brunch. It's high-tech, high fun, and completely absurd in the most delightful way. Now you might be asking, so what about the controls? Well, forget knobs and switches. The Theory One is all about on-demand surfaces. Buttons appear and disappear based on mode. Want sport? They pop out. Want minimal distraction for your chill drive? They vanish like magic. It's like the car is playing peekaboo with you, except the stakes are about 986 horsepower at your feet. And let me tell you, the steer-by-wire system is next level. No mechanical column, just hyper-responsive steering that makes every corner feel like you're carving through butter, if butter were made of liquid lightning and adrenaline. Audio nerds? Don't worry, Lotus hasn't forgotten you. The 3D immersive sound system makes every gear shift, tire squeal, and motor whine feel like a symphony. And yes, your Spotify playlists might now sound inadequate, because hearing a battery electric supercar wail in surround sound is a spiritual experience. Moving on to technology, because let's be honest, this car is practically alive. Level 4 autonomous capability is on board, with LiDAR, radar, and HD cameras all watching your six. But let's be honest, you didn't buy a Lotus to let it drive itself. The autonomy is there for safety and bragging rights and press releases, because the real fun is you behind the wheel, laughing maniacally as physics tries to keep up. Now let's talk exclusivity, because this is where the Theory One really shows off. Being a concept, it's not just rare, it's practically mythical. Very few will ever see one in person, fewer will ever touch it, and the select few who actually get behind the wheel will probably have to sign non-disclosure agreements that are longer than the script. This is a car built to be idolized, analyzed, and maybe worshipped. Exclusivity isn't a feature, it's a lifestyle, and the Theory One embodies it to the fullest. And let's not forget legacy. Lotus has a rich history of lightweight, agile sports cars. The Elise, Exige, Evora, these are legendary. But the Theory One is like Lotus went to the archives, drank an energy drink, and said, let's take everything we know about handling, weight distribution, and driver engagement, then blast it into the future. It's the perfect marriage of heritage and innovation. And the car practically smiles at you when you realize you're part of that lineage just by watching it in motion. Next up, luxury and premium touches. Because yes, even a high-energy, track-hungry EV can pamper its occupants. The materials are cutting edge, minimalist yet tactile. Imagine carbon fiber, robotic textiles, polycarbonate, and carefully placed aluminum accents, all chosen to make you feel like a tech mogul driving a car that also happens to eat Teslas for breakfast. It's absurdly luxurious, without being ostentatious. The kind of car that says, I don't need gold trim, I am gold trim. And here's a fun mental image. You're driving this car at sunset, laser headlights slicing through the air, active aero adjusting mid-turn, the center seat vantage point making you feel like a racing deity while your passengers are shouting, do donuts, do donuts! And you're laughing because, yes you can, and yes, the Theory One makes physics look like a polite suggestion rather than a law. Sustainability is another secret weapon of this car. Lotus is showing that you can have insane performance, futuristic tech, and still be environmentally conscious. Recycled carbon fiber, cellulose composites, and material minimization show that EV hypercars don't have to be indulgent waste monsters. They can be light, smart, fast, and green. A trifecta most people didn't think possible. And yes, it's funny to think that a car this fast and this sexy is also secretly an eco-warrior. Now let's talk innovation in every corner. From active aero that tweak themselves depending on speed, to futuristic doors, to steer-by-wire precision, every system in the Theory One is designed to enhance the driving experience. This isn't a car that reacts to you, it anticipates you. It's almost cheating, like having a co-pilot who's part AI, part Jedi, and part car enthusiast who has been training for decades. And here's a fun fact, the Lotus Theory One has fewer visible panels than most smartphones have apps. 10 surfaces, folks. That's right, 10. Every other car out there is like a jigsaw puzzle made of 200 pieces. Lotus, 10. Minimalism and efficiency have never looked so aggressive or fast. Exclusivity, again, because it can't be overstated. This is a car that people will photograph for decades. The Theory One is the kind of concept that will inspire entire generations of designers, engineers, and YouTubers. Your audience will be glued to every frame, every shot of the doors, every twitch of the active aero, and yes, every time the Lotuswear system decides to give you a little tickle in the seat. Now, humor aside, let's appreciate the future vision. Lotus isn't just making a car, they're making a statement about where EV sports cars can go. Lightweight, high performance, tech-packed, sustainable, and exhilarating. It's a blueprint for the next decade of hypercars. It tells the industry, if you're not thinking like this, you're already behind. And as content creators, reviewers, or just fans of pure automotive chaos, we get to witness it, analyze it, and get ridiculously excited about it. And here's the best part. Even though it's absurdly high-tech and almost science fiction, it still embodies pure driving joy. Lotus has never forgotten that cars are meant to thrill, to excite, to make your pulse spike and your grin widen. Whether you're on a mountain road, a racetrack, or even just daydreaming in your living room watching a video of it, the Theory 1 delivers that feeling with a vengeance. So, to wrap up this roller coaster of electric madness, the Theory 1 is a masterclass in engineering, design, and entertainment. It's funny, fast, futuristic, luxurious, sustainable, and exclusive. It's Lotus's love letter to enthusiasts, a middle finger to skeptics, and a challenge to the rest of the automotive world. And yes, it's just as exhilarating to talk about as it is to drive, if not more so. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've just survived a 5,000-word journey through what is arguably one of the most insane concept cars to hit the EV world. And remember, this isn't just a car. It's a statement, a dream, a floating middle finger to the limits of physics. The Lotus Theory 1 doesn't just drive, it inspires, it excites, and laughs in the face of ordinary. And honestly, I can't wait to see what Lotus does next.